Oh, my goodness. John Murray.
Hey, it is a terrific Tuesday, all new out in New York, and it's National Equal Pay Day.
It's National Equal
Yeah,
Pay
so
Day?
we're advocating for everybody to make the same money.
Okay. It hasn't happened yet, but we working on it.
Can I make the same money you make?
Can you make the same money I make?
Uh-huh.
You better go on and do what I do, then maybe you can make the same money I
I'm about to wear a special kind of wig to make your money,
make.
huh?
It ain't the wig. Everybody can't do what I do.
No. You are one of one, my
No,
friend.
you know what? And thank you. I appreciate it. I love what Kevin Hart says. He says, everybody wants what I got, but they don't want to put in the work.
That's
I think
it.
it's something like that.
That's it.
It take a lot, I think that when we start looking at other people, you got to go, what are the sacrifices I have to make to, and it's fine if you want to be like me and you want what I got and you want what I do, but you got to go through living in your car, you got to go to jail, you got to go. You being on bus stops all the time, you can handle it. Well, come on, there's a lot of room over here. But I do.
Yeah. Growing up at church, they say, you want the glory, but you don't know my story.
Right, you don't want the glory.
Yeah.
Or everybody want the testimony, but they're not willing to go through that test to get you the testimony. They want the miracle, but they don't, you got to go through stuff to get a miracle. But I do encourage people when people say, oh, I want to be just like you, I want to have a talk show. Yes, come over. There's a lot of room over here. There really is. And I want you over here. Because I look at it, I was talking about this with Niecy Nash, like, what is your legacy? When you get to this age, like the young ones, you live in the moment. But when you get over here and you go, gosh, I got more days behind me than I do ahead of me. I'm, not speaking anything bad, but you go, what do you want to leave? What kind of legacy do you want to leave? And I want young girls, especially little brown girls, to look at me and say, I want to be like Miss Sherri. I want to sit in a chair and I want to do a talk show. And I want all girls to say, I can do that. If you're looking at me going, I can do that. I can get on stage and make people laugh. And if I can get you to follow your dream and commit to it and work hard, then go for it. Come on over here and knock me off this perch. Knock me off the perch. Oh, my gosh. When I tell you, it's just a lot of things going through my mind, John, because I'm still thinking about the great time that I had with Jonathan Majors last week. It was so... When I tell you, I've just been such a fan of his work. I hosted a screening and a Q&A of his new movie, Magazine Dreams. Now, the movie has gotten great reviews. It's got an 81% score on Rotten Tomatoes, which, a higher the score means it's really good. And 92% of audiences love it. And so when we had the screening at the AMC, it was completely sold out. The tickets were so in demand that when I tell you, people were using other people's names to get into the theater. And this woman in a wheelchair got a seat. She told him, she said, I'm Bevy Smith. And now Bevy Smith is our friend. She's a friend of the show. She's always on it. She has the term, she has it trademarked. It gets greater later. That's our Bevy Smith. She was on, what was her, Fashion Queen?
Fashion Queens, and you can hear on Bevelations on Sirius XM.
Bevelations on Sirius XM and Fashion Queen. So Bevy Smith is somebody. So when Bevy walked to the seat, the lady was like, no, I'm Bevy. And Bevy was, because there were no seats. And Bevy was like, no, I am Bevy. And the lady looked up at her and was like, no, I'm Bevy. And she got to move in that wheelchair back and forth. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about people in wheelchairs. When they get to move in that wheelchair back and forth, they want to intimidate you. That's what it is. That wheelchair, she was like, yeah, something about to roll down over here. So her and Bevy going back and forth, and she said, my name is Bevy too. And Bevy looked at her and said, there's only one Bevy in the world, and that's me. So it was... Now the movie is starting. That's what was it. I was like, Bevy, find a seat. So Bevy goes and sits in my seat. And I mean, it was so many people there. They were lined against the wall. They were sitting on the floor everywhere. It was standing room only. And so I was given questions to ask Jonathan about the movie. But after watching the movie, y'all, it was so intense. He plays a person who wants to be a bodybuilder. And so much so that it's like what the sacrifices he made, he almost like loses his mind. And how far would you go to get that dream? And, you know, also having like mental issues and just things like that. It was very intense. It was a serious drama, and I literally saw him say, getting an Oscar for the role. So when I looked at the questions, I'm like, I need better questions than what y'all, you know, what did you decide to wear on the day that you did this character? I need some intent. You don't want to look like you got some, you know, the same kind of questions. I needed like the thespian questions for Jonathan Major. And so asking how he got into shape was not enough. But everybody in the audience had really great questions. And one person stood up and he was like, you know, you didn't do anything linear in the movie. You didn't shoot the movie linearly. So, you know, how were you able to stay in a character? Now, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know what the word linear meant. Because the guy kept using it. So after he said, I said, and just to let y'all know, Jonathan shot the movie out of order. So I just want to know, how did you do all those scenes out of order and stay in character? And Jonathan was like, yeah, that's why he said linear, Sherri. I never used the word. That's not one of my big words that I use. But, and the way I was looking at Jonathan, he got the best skin in the world. I was like, boy, your skin is smooth. But, he was so wonderful. He was so nice. He was only supposed to be there 20 minutes. He stayed for 40 minutes, asking questions, taking pictures, and literally I kept saying he's got to go because Megan Good and they had just gotten married. So they essentially, yes. So literally, Megan Good and Jonathan Majors essentially spent their honeymoon with me, okay? And I said, you know, I want to get y'all a gift, you know, for the nuptials. And so I texted Megan and I said, send me your address whenever you get a chance. I want to get you a gift. When I tell you 3 seconds later, she texted her address. So that means I got to get something. So I'm trying to figure out what do you get for people who have everything. But I think maybe if I put this picture in a frame, a beautiful pewter frame, and send them like big enough where they can put it on their wall. So there you go. But Megan and Jonathan had a wonderful time on your honeymoon with y'all. So we are wishing you all the best in your marriage, and may it last a long time. And so Magazine Dreams, it is called Magazine Dreams. It is out in theaters. Please go and see it. You will be changed. He's amazing in Magazine Dreams. Now, y'all, Cardi B is entering a phase of parenting that a lot of us mothers know very, very well. So her 6-year-old, that's exactly Marco, but her 6-year-old daughter, Culture, is writing and scribbling on things. So you know where we're going with this. Culture drew on Cardi's very expensive bag. Take a look.
I literally spent $60,000 on this purse. Look what my daughter did to my purse. Look what my daughter did to my purse. Look what my daughter did to my purse. Look.
Okay, you see how many times Cardi is saying, look at what my daughter did to the purse? You see every time Cardi said it, 2 more curse words was inserted into that. Cardi, you ain't got to convince me. I got it the first time. Now, I don't even know how to pronounce it. Is it Hermes? I don't know how to pronounce it because I can't afford it, all right? These bags go for $60,000 and up. And the heart that Cardi drew, it done depreciated the purse by about $42,000. So I feel bad for Cardi, but I'm sure hoping I see that on Poshmark next week. When I tell you, because I am Poshmark, it's a secondhand, like storefront, like eBay. And I'm on Poshmark all the time. I'm in everybody's Poshmark parties. Hi, Abby, I haven't got my bag yet, Abby. I need you to send me my bag I bought. But like literally, so they sell these bags and you negotiate back and forth. So, you know, this bag then went down because it's depreciated. What do they call it? It's like kind of, you know, because it's got a heart on there. So it's vandalized. She's selling a vandal. It's a vandalized bag. So, and with Poshmark, it's so funny because my name on there is my name. And at first, I wasn't changing my name when I logged in, so it just says Sherri Shepherd. And I wasn't buying much stuff. I just kind of was going on there trying to see what the site was about. But I didn't think about it, so I got my name on there and I got my picture. So every time I would log on to somebody's Posh party, everybody kept going, "Are you the Sherri Shepherd?" And I would type in yeah, but then what I realized when I say yeah, then they start bringing out all the bags. So you don't want to look cheap, so I'm buying something on everybody's Posh party. But now that people know that I'm on, I got a lot of followers, so I can't change my name. And they're trying to buy the stuff that I'm selling, which is only 2 items. But you know, I get on Poshmark and I buy stuff literally at like 2 a.m. in the morning. And so, because when I'm sitting there and can't sleep. So yeah, I'm gonna be looking for Cardi B's bag on Poshmark. And Cardi, this is what I wanna say to you. I know that you might put it on Poshmark, you're gonna list it for like $60,000, but I'm only paying $349 for that bag. Because like I said, the bag been vandalized, so it don't hold its weight. But, you know, mothers, we know about kids vandalizing stuff. I know anybody that's a mother in here, you can clap if you remember when your child did something. And here's the thing, they don't mark on stuff that has no value. It's always something that means something to you. When I tell you, when Jeffrey was little, when I was a struggling comic, there was a designer bag that I wanted, and I had saved my money, and I said, when I get a sitcom, I'm gonna buy this bag. When I tell you, I would go to that store, I think it was Louis Vuitton. I would go to that store, I would look in the window, because I wanted this bag. And I finally was able to get it when I got a show. And it was on my shelf. I only brought it out for special occasions. Why did I come over there? Jeffrey must have been about 5. He drew all over one side with the marker, just with the marker. When I tell you, I thought my heart was going so fast, I had to be quiet. Because it's at that moment, you like, my child's about to go to heaven. One of those, you know. This is a day he going to join some folks. And when I say all that I had saved up for years, my son ruined it in 3 seconds. But I still carried that bag anyway. I carried that bag because I couldn't get it off. I told people, I said, it's a one of a kind. It's, you know, I told them, I said, oh, y'all didn't know about the Basquiat bag? I said, Basquiat did this. So Cardi, that's what you need to do. Make lemonade out of lemons, you know, because I like, you know, she drew a heart. It's drawn, it's all symmetrical. It's drawn beautifully. Maybe you could call it Culture's Collection with the K. Hey. KK. So, I mean, the heart, she's got talent, Culture. And I like it, too, because she took a risk drawing on her mama's bag. So she's a risk taker. So look on the bright side. Culture might have just made that bag even more expensive, all right?
Culture added some culture to the bag.
Culture added some culture to the bag. So for the culture, you know, something like that. But Cardi, I have a lot more mommy jokes because I'm doing my Two Funny Mamas live show on Mother's Day, May 11th in Dallas at the Bruton Theater, which is the Black Arts and Collections Theater in Dallas, on Mother's Day at 3 p.m. And also with my bestie, Kim Whitley. And we're also doing a Two Funny Mamas show Friday, June 20th in Newark, New Jersey. So we'll be there. And to get tickets, can I say, you can
SherriShowTV.com.
Go to SherriShowTV.com. Yeah. Cardi, so wherever you got a house at, you can come and see us and laugh with the Two Funny Mamas. And I have to say, I had the privilege of being a part of a really, really great show recently. I was on a show called Sex Lives of College Girls on Max. Thank you. On Max. And this is a show that's produced by Mindy Kaling. It's about 4 college girls and their romances. And I played Aaliyah Chanel Scott's mom, Senator Yvette Chase, who was the most powerful woman after the president. Now, I have to tell you, I love doing this show. I love the role of this very powerful woman who was trying to figure out her daughter and have a relationship with her. I loved all the girls on the show. The writing was, exquisite. I just loved everything about doing the show. But they just announced that the show's not coming back for another season So this is their final season. And I'll say I'm forever grateful to Mindy Kaling because she wrote such a great character for me. And this is one of the things, sometimes I have to audition because people don't know my work. And then sometimes people are fans of my work. And so they actually offer the role to me because they know what I do. So she didn't make me audition for it. She just wrote it for me. And they wanted to write more for me, but then I got this talk show called Sherri. So, so I wasn't able to really do the role. A lot of people forget I'm an actress and a stand-up comic, so a lot of times I can't do certain things because I'm here every day. But here's the thing. I heard that, and they're trying to take it to another site to sell this show, which I really hope that they do. But I heard that Mindy has a new hit show called Running Point on Netflix. And this is a show, it's about Kate Hudson as the owner of a basketball team. What do I speak into the camera, y'all? Because I need to talk to Mindy. So Mindy, my summer break is coming up. If you, and I'm gonna do this is what you do. If you like the job that I did on Sex Lives of College Girls, I'm certainly available if you wanna put me on that show. Like, I like basketball. Did Kate Hudson need a best friend or something like that? Kate Hudson. Maybe, Mindy, Kate Hudson can also start a WNBA team. Now, I'm 5'2". I can still play a basketball player. I can play a coach. I can play anything you wanna put me on. I am available to work with you, Mindy. So, I'm very sorry to see Sex Lives of College Girls go. I really hope it finds another home because it's a great show. It really, really is a great show to watch. Hoping it's gonna end up somewhere else, y'all. And we got a great show for you today because later on, Michael Yo is in my Laugh Lounge. I know your daughter is in Germany, but she wanted to party in Europe.
So she's in college in New York, and some of her friends live in Germany. And she calls me, and she said, "Ma," and I said, "What?" And she said, "Girl," and I said, "Girl." And she said, "Do you know that the legal drinking age in Germany is 15?
15?
I said, "What?" She said, "Yes." I said, "No." She said, "Ma, I can't have a drink when I'm here." I said, "No." She said, "Why not?" I said, "Casey, you are too young." And she said, "You know what?" She pulled the card, Sherri.
Yeah.
She said, "You know what? Technically, I'm an adult." I said, "So let me get this straight. You want to go to another country, have liquor for the first time. You don't know your limit. You don't know how these girls party. You can do what you want to do, but I'm going to tell you this now. I'm not that father from that movie Taken, okay? I don't have no special set of skills. If you get taken over there, baby, you just going to be took. Because I can't help you."
I've done Weight Watchers. I praise God they don't have a limit on how many times you can join because I've done Weight Watchers 9 times and lost 7 pounds. But look at me, I'm sitting up here. Look at little Sherri and her waist.
You said you are happily married, but you said that now you couldn't date if you even had to.
Oh, my Lord. All right. One of my good friends went through a divorce, and I watched her go through it, and I thought, oh, my gosh, if I had to get a man after the COVID, after I have eaten all that food, and during the COVID, I gained weight during that, and I got on this Jell-O salad kick. I'm from the South in the country, and we make Jell-O salad, and I didn't realize how much sugar was in it. But anyway, if I had to go to a club right now and dance, because let me tell you, I could bust a move.
Okay.
But right now, I would have to do this.
Right.
Because I don't want to jiggle.
If you're losing your hair, cut your hair off. That's number one. I'm saying right now.
Cut your hair off?
If you walk around with a horseshoe, that gives it away right there. You understand? I'm saying right now. I'm serious.
A horseshoe?
Yeah.
But what is a horseshoe?
A horseshoe is just that little ring around, you know. Don't be walking around with the bird nest. Bird nest is when you have nothing at the top. But it's still pretty around the front, sides, and back, you know. And you can't tell they don't have no hand on top of their head until they drop their keys. They're going to take the keys. Like, did you know he ain't had no hand on top of his head?
I never lived with a man before. This is new. And men, they don't seem to have ice trays. You gotta have ice. You can't just freeze a bowl of water.
Yeah.
And then when it's time for a cocktail, go get an ice pick and a hammer. And why you have an ice pick? Also, the amount of water that men leave on the bathroom counter. What the hell is happening in the
Okay.
bathroom? Are you raising koi fish? What's happening in the bathroom? And then you have that hair in the sink, the guessing game. Is that top or bottom hair? Which hair is that? I don't know what that is.
All the years we've known each other, you've never dated a white guy.
You know what? There's no reason. I'm very white friendly, right? There's no reason. I found one black guy in LA, but he had been out our community for a while. Okay. And he forgot what it was like to date a black girl. We got together and he was like, let's get up at 5 a.m. and go for a run on the beach. I'm like, who's chasing us? The police? Why are we doing that? Then he's like, Jackie, let's make love in the shower. I want to make love to you in the shower. I'm like, kid, you see me? I don't do water activities. Okay, a black girl, I gotta put on my big pink plastic floral shower cap. All right? If I put that hat on and you're still turned on, you deserve it. All right, that is not. We all have one.
My next guest brings the funny whether he's on the radio, the red carpet, or on TV. Now, he just released his third stand-up special, and this one is called Snack Daddy. Please welcome to my Laugh Lounge, Michael Yo.
What's up, Sherri? I'm so excited to be here.
I'm glad you're here, too. Now, I know, and I'm glad you're here because you live in Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
But now you're performing in New York,
Yes.
okay? So how's it feel being back in the city?
You know what I love about New York? They keep it real in New York. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If they don't like you, they let you know. If they like you, they let you know. I was walking down the street and a car stopped and went, Michael Yo. I was like, I got fans. But then the guy was like, get the hell out of the road. I was like, oh, okay. All right. I'm in New York.
You are in New York.
I'm in New York.
That is New York. And now you got your son, Oliver, who is 8. You got your daughter, Elise, she is 5.
Yes.
So, like, are they still young enough to, like, have that respect for you?
Respect, what's that mean?
Oh,
No. My kids talk back to me all the time.
They do.
But the problem is they're smart, so they make sense. It's hard to get mad at a kid when he makes sense, right? The other day, my son asked me to go somewhere. I was like, no. And you know what he said? Why? And I was like, oh, because I said so.
That's it.
But my son's too smart. He goes, that's not a good reason. He goes, if you don't tell me what I did wrong, how am I supposed to correct the problem so I can go next time?
Oh, Michael.
I told him he needed to drop out of school. You need to stop going to school. No, you're too smart. Like, they too smart.
They are too smart nowadays. He got you. But do you think it's like the way you raised them? You think the dads are too soft, Michael?
Oh, yeah. Look. My dad never cried once. Okay. I have my daughter, Elise. She's 5. I cry all the time. Yeah. I do. And I asked myself, why do I cry so much? And then it hit me. Every generation, a father gets softer and softer and softer.
Right.
But it's not a bad thing. We're evolving. We're getting better. Like, my black grandfather was born in 1902 in America.
Okay.
Went through injustices a lot of people can't imagine. My dad went through segregation, still got a PhD in nuclear physics. That's right.
Ooh.
But the sad thing is, my dad had to march just to drink out of the same water fountains as everybody else.
Wow.
Me? I would never drink out of a fountain. That's disgusting. That's, ugh. I can't take my dad to the park because he has to drink out of every fountain. He's like, I fought for this.
I love it. You have evolved.
I have evolved. We've all evolved.
Okay. Now, you know, I love it because you talk about your dad, you talk about your granddad, but your parents, they've been married for over 50 years, Michael.
Just celebrated 51 years.
They just celebrated 51 years. So what would you say is like the secret to their success?
Well, first of all, you need to know my dad's black, just turned 80 years old, and he got swag. You know, like my dad walks around the house like this, you know what I mean? He's always laughing, like, always pointing at things that's not even there. You know, my mom, she was born and raised in Korea, South Side.
Okay.
You know. And the thing my dad told me, because when I got married, I said, what's the key to marriage? He goes, oh, that's simple. Never say the first or second thing that pops into your head.
Really?
Always say the third.
The third.
The first thing, you won't be in the house. The second thing, you definitely won't keep the house. And the third thing is like you'll get a divorce. So that's what I learned from my dad.
Oh, okay. So you learned from your dad.
Yeah.
You ever had to like use that?
Yeah. About 6 months ago, me and my wife were driving from Los Angeles to Las Vegas. She packs a cooler of food for our daughter. Okay. We get to Vegas, she opens up the cooler and goes, the food all melted. I looked in the cooler and noticed she didn't put any ice in it. I was like, Now, the first thing, and I go, hey, baby, it melted because you didn't put ice in the cooler.
That's the first thing.
No. My wife goes, you don't need to put ice in the cooler. It's a cooler, duh. Oh, no, whoa. The first thing that popped into my head was, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. But I didn't say the first or second thing, I said the third thing.
What was the third thing?
Baby, this cooler must be broken. That's what
You know what
happy
to
wife,
say.
happy life, Sherri.
That's it. And I love this, Michael, because you're currently on your Issa True.
It's a
true comedy tour. Now, where'd you get that name from?
My mom, she's Korean. They're the most blunt people in the world. My mom she don't even say people's names, she describes them now.
Really?
Oh, that's an Asian thing. So she saw one of my friends, she calls me up and goes, I saw your friend. I go, which one? She goes, fat boy, small feet. I go, Mom, that's me. And she goes, why? It's a true.
Michael, I love you. I love your mama and your daddy.
Oh, I love you, and congrats on season 4. Come on now. Come on, Sherri. Give it up for Sherri. Yes.
Which means you gotta come back.
You know I will.
You gotta come back. I wanna thank you for being here.
You bet.
And y'all, Michael's new special, Snack Daddy, it's on YouTube now.
Right.
And you can go and see him at the Gramercy Theater in New York City this Thursday.
Yeah.
Go see Michael, yo.
Yes.
And for more info, because he's on tour, for more info on his tour, go to SherriShowTV.com. We'll be right back. Michael, You grew up as a preacher's kid.
Yeah.
And you say that not everybody prays the right way.
Nah, see, well, with social media now,
Yeah.
it used to be back in the day, God said pray without ceasing.
That's right.
He meant back in the day before social media. Now, the pipes are getting clogged up with too many people on social media. Pray for me, and it's like, it's funneling up.
Yeah.
God's got too many to get to. It used to be like widows, orphans, missionaries, like, we need sun for pickleball. I'm like, we don't.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody said, I'm having surgery, real
Okay.
question for you, Sherri.
Okay.
Would you pray for that, yes or no?
Yes, if they're having surgery.
Listen, you gotta ask, what kind of surgery?
Okay.
If you're getting a tumor removed, I'll pray for that. If you're getting a boob job, I'm not sending that up. This is the God of the universe.
Yes.
I'm not, Sherri wants to look good on spring break. I'm not sending that.
You got 2 grandsons.
I have twin grandsons.
Twin grandsons, how are they?
One cute, one ugly.
Okay, one is cute, one is ugly.
Yes. And I'm an honest grandmama, so when they was born, she brought the baby picture over, and I was like, oh, don't give me this picture, these 2 shaved chihuahuas. So I never put the picture on the wall, but they're wonderful. One just ugly, and the other one is cute. What is wrong with saying babies are ugly? My grandson look like he smoked weed.
Okay. They gonna be cute when they get up. The babies that are ugly, when they ugly, they get, no.
He 5, he's still working on it.
You could find a nice church girl, but you don't go to church anymore.
No, I don't go to church. No, well, I do go to church, but I don't go like the black church I
Okay.
came up in because like we be going at like 10 a.m. and we get out Tuesday, and I got stuff to do. I can't still be sitting in church all day. I got clothes to watch, the game be on. I can't see nothing. I had a lady at my church growing up, and she used to hold everybody hostage.
Oh, really?
She would stand in the doorway at the end of church, and that's when she would have her testimonies. And she was older, so you couldn't tell her, like, get your ass out the way. You know, with Sister Sarah, she used to wait till the end of church. The pastor got his jacket on, The Bible closed. We don't auto started our trucks in the parking lot. I'm on the IHOP menu like, okay, I want a chicken fajita omelet. We about to get out. She's singing so hard, she not even finishing words. One time she sang Jesus and didn't even get to the zus. I couldn't take it. I'm like, move out the way, Sarah. She said,
You won 6 Emmys for Cash Cab.
Yeah.
Would you ever do it again?
I think it's maybe better that it's over. Because I was gonna snap.
Oh, really?
You can only navigate New York City traffic and exude game show level enthusiasm at the same time for so long before your wires get crossed and you become a danger to yourself and those around you. I had it all planned out.
Yeah.
I was gonna drive the Cash Cab right into the Hudson River. And I wasn't going alone. I was gonna wait till I had some really annoying contestants in the back. It seemed like they were probably gonna win. You know, be like, you guys have $3,800, you have no strikes, you still have both your shout-outs. Things are looking pretty good, and you've been annoying me since you got in this minivan. And that triggers a Hudson River Challenge!
Every time I look at you, did y'all ever look at this one? Will you stand up and let everybody say, I thought Michelle Obama was in the office. I'm so. It's so funny because I don't have my glasses on, so when I looked at you the first show, I said, they didn't tell me Michelle Obama was coming to see the show. I'm about to shout you out and everything. But yeah, I just want to say, because sometimes I talk to the guests and we have a certain amount of time that we can talk. On my Laugh Lounge, we only have, like 5 minutes that we can talk, and there's so much more that I always want to ask. So I asked Michael Yo if he would stay just a little bit extra to come and talk with me. Would y'all give a hand to Michael Yo? Michael.
I love you, by the way.
I love you too.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
such a fan of yours. I've watched you for so many years.
Yes.
When you do your red carpet coverage, when you do your interviews. So I love it, and your stand-up is hysterical.
Thank you.
But, I know that you are about to turn 50. You're coming into my neck of the woods.
That's right. No, but
How are you feeling, sir?
people don't know, they don't know because black don't crack, But Asian don't raisin,
But 50, it's like, because 50 is like the new 40, the new late 30s.
No. Only 50-year-olds say that. Come on now. Come on now. No. We 50.
Are you experiencing some things?
Let me tell you. Yes, because when you get 50, you don't care anymore, right?
You really don't.
You really don't.
You don't.
And you don't brag about anything. Here's the thing. Young people brag. I was in the airport and I heard 2 21-year-old guys. They had to be real young. One dude looked at another dude and was like, hey, man, I hooked up with this girl last night and we did it all night long.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, ugh. That's disgusting. Do you know how long all night long is? He could have made his lunch for the next day. I mean, it was crazy. It's different, though.
It's very, very different. Things for me, I used to be able to drop it like it's hot. Now it's dropped.
You ever drop something, just look at it and keep walking? You're like, I ain't picking that up tonight.
Can't pick it up. No, I learned to do it with my toes. And even then, them toes they got frozen. But it is. It's like going into 50s. Like you feel good.
Yep.
Do you say no more often in your getting close to your 50s?
No, I am 50 now.
Okay, you are 50.
I am 50, but no, the big things that's changed for me is just like I don't have energy. I'm trying to stay up with my kids, and my luckily I married a young wife. She's 37. So.
Oh, she's 37.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I love this. So she's 37, so she's carrying a large portion.
Oh, she carrying every portion. I don't have the energy, girl. I just don't. I don't.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but it's fantastic though too because we still live it. We still doing it.
Absolutely. You know, let me tell you something. It's so funny when you hit your 50s, you start having these sayings like, "I'm glad to be waking up another day." We never said that before.
No. Right.
And when we was in our 20s, we like, "What club we going to today?"
I remember I was like 15 years old. Somebody told me they were 30, and I was like, "Wow, you about to die?" You know, like because it's so old there, right?
So
now we there.
We there.
But we make it look much better though today, don't we?
We do.
Don't we?
We do. Now you are so you are so amazing as a stand-up, and y'all got to go to the Gramercy Theater.
Yes,
and
please.
see
If you live in New
Michael
York,
Yo, and if you're in New York out here. But like, who are your top? You have a top 5 list of comedians that you love?
Yes. First, foremost, Richard Pryor.
Yes.
Number 1.
Yes.
Richard Pryor. I grew up on Eddie Murphy, like Delirious and Wrong.
Yes.
And then today I would say, you know, it's Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, and Bill Burr. Like that's my mountain right there. That's my mountain. You know, that's my mountain right there.
That's the thing. Did they inspire you to become how did you become a comic?
Oh, I was on a show back in the day called Chelsea Lately.
Oh, Chelsea.
I was on that.
Chelsea Handler, yes.
Chelsea, I was on that show, and I was just a reporter, and I saw everybody doing comedy, and I was like, well, I can do that too.
Yes.
You know, and Joe Coy became my mentor and took me on tour, and he got me into stand-up. Chelsea and Joe Coy. Yeah.
And I love it when people do impressions of their family. Like, does your mom do things that just are so funny to you?
Yes, my mom is the worst. Like she really is so mean to everybody.
Really?
She told, listen to this. So my wife, she cooks like once, right? My wife cooked once. So my mom walks into our new house and goes, "Oh, what a beautiful kitchen for no cooking." Yes. And my dad, you know, my dad's like, "Walk away, son, walk away." My dad, you know, they crazy. I do a podcast with them because people didn't believe they were really like that. So I did a podcast and they blew up. My mom is like huge in Korea now. She's a superstar. Oh my God. Yeah, she's like, "Oh, so you know, I'm famous too."
Okay, I don't want you to do any more of y'all material. Tell your friends y'all go to Gramercy Theater.
Oh, thank you.
His special, Snack Daddy. Go to YouTube, subscribe to Michael Yo's channel, and watch Snack Daddy, y'all, because he got a family to support.
Yes,
so
thank
y'all
you.
Subscribe. Michael Yo, thank you so much. I love you.
Yes. And one more time, season 4.
Thank you. And y'all, I just want to say to y'all, thank you so much for coming. God bless y'all. God bless you. Thank you.
Make some noise. Somebody yell, Sherri,
One thing, you cannot lie to a woman, am I right? See, women listen to the background noise. They don't care what's going on. The background better coincide to what you're saying, see? So where are you at now? You at McDonald's? But I heard a fork drop. They got forks at McDonald's? Okay, yeah. Have fun at your little friend's house. All right, click. We'll play that. And I like my seasoned women. My seasoned women. There you go. Where you at? Pop that. You go over a seasoned woman's house, they got food out. You like a little kid in there eating. Seasoned women, I'm hungry too. I was just thinking that. Hold on, let me do some TikTok. I gotta do TikTok.
Now, Mark.
They be thinking they doing something. Okay.
You want to see more black women in movies?
Yes, why not? Yes. I want to see more black women in horror movies.
In a horror movie?
Imagine that. Get out. No, you get out. Let me call you right back. He tripping. No, I can all. You can't tell no black woman. I see dead people. Don't be telling people you see no damn dead people. You're going to have the school board up here. Go ask them where they put their money.
I love grown women. I'm talking about, I love grown women because This is the group of people that their names have caught up to their age.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like Roberta, Maxine, Caroline, Diane, Phyllis.
Yes.
You know, now their names match their age.
Yes.
Because there ain't been a Phyllis made since 1972. You show me a Phyllis that's 10 years old, I give you $500. Ain't no 10-year-old Phyllis out there. The last Phyllis is 51. And she live in Maryland and she work at a bakery. I love grown people, period. 45 to 65. You're a junior senior citizen.
That's it.
I'm saying you ain't old enough for Social Security, but you're too old for club fights. That's where we are. That's where we are. You know. We do grown people things. You know, grown people in that age, you know, you buying appliances and you buy 4 tires all at one time. That's grown people stuff.
That's grown people stuff. You're doing your stand-up tour in Canada.
Yes.
Being away from your family, was that hard, Ophira?
So hard. It really is hard, you know? And I thought about it. I felt guilt. I felt a lot of guilt.
Yeah.
You know, as moms, we feel guilt. And I thought, I'm leaving my family behind. I'm going out on the road. I'm working. I feel, am I a bad mom? I actually thought, am I a bad mom? And then I thought, no. No, I am a professional. I am out on the road, yes, alone, but I'm working and making money for my family.
That's right.
Yes, thank you.
That's right.
Does not make me a bad mom. It makes me an average dad. And you know what? I bought him a little trinket at the airport. So #1 dad, right here, #1 dad.
So you got a PSA for men everywhere. You say women are tricking men.
Yes.
Okay.
Me and these women are tricking us.
Okay, really?
With these girdles.
Oh.
If you see them at church, she's a size 6.
Yeah.
But if you catch her at home and she ain't got that girdle on, she every bit of a 16. And I'm gonna tell y'all what I'm sick of. Okay, excuse my frustration, but I'm sick of it. You know what I'm sick of? I'm sick of this baby hair.
Oh, really?
Y'all slick this stuff down and glue it to your eyes like this. And them girdles, they get home and they take them girdles loose and bust out of it like a can of biscuits.
We do.
I'm just sorry, I'm just frustrated about that. Now, you see them, this stuff, it brings that booty up like this. When they have it, they take that thing off, everything just,
Sherri Show, go to sherryshowtv.com. Now you'll see celebrity interviews, beauty tips, delicious recipes from our celebrity chefs, and more. And get more fun, joy, and laughter in your life by scanning the QR code on your screen and subscribing to Sherri Show TV on YouTube. Now make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss a moment from the show. And also, check out my after show on YouTube with some behind-the-scenes fun with our guests. And you know what? You'll never know who will show up. We'll be right back. You say that women saved mankind during the pandemic lockdown.
Of course.
We did.
Single dudes were in trouble.
Yeah.
Because ladies, you stock up. You go to the Costco's and the Walmarts. You got all that stuff. Single dudes open their cabinet and like, you know what? I'm about to die. Because they closed the restaurants those first couple of weeks. The only problem women had during the whole lockdown was they closed the hair salons.
Yeah.
Right? Now, women were snapping. They like, how the hell is the liquor store open but the hair salon closed? Hairstylists are essential workers. Y'all was sneaking out, having a little secret Underground Railroad hair appointments. Going down to the salon, is she in there? The stylist inside, go round back. You trying to get me shut down, you go round back. Cause my wife's a hairstylist, so I know they were calling the house, girl, can you help me? She was, I'm retired.
Okay. They tell me that you are attracted to a more mature woman.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I like the older moms, because older moms always say sexy stuff, you know? Yeah, they're like, my kid just moved out. I'm like, okay. Is the PlayStation still in the room? Now, I'm in the grocery store. I saw this older mom, incredible. She was holding up the line, right? Yeah, writing a check, you know? And everyone else got out the line, but I stuck it out, you know?
You did?
Yeah. The cashier, I think he was early 20s. He looked so confused, you know? I was watching it, you know? She was like, "You got a pen?" He was like, "For writing?" She had a checkbook, and I ain't seen a checkbook in years, you know? It was laminated. While she was writing, she had to hold her arm on the top of the flap. Because I guess if you move your arm, it just comes back, you know?
It does, it does.
And I was like, why is this turning me on, man? And then the cashier, he starts looking at me for help. I'm like, "Bro, I can't help you. I'm working on her." Because that's what I do when I'm in line. I socialize, helps the time pass, you know? So I tried something, you know? I was like, "You know, ma'am, if you need a handout with your groceries, I can help you outside." Yeah. She was feeling it. She didn't let me help her, but I could tell she was into it. She was, yeah. She's like, "Sweetie, it's okay. I only have prunes." I was like,
Now, you say that black people and white people don't stress about the same thing.
No. My white brothers and sisters, I love my white brothers and sisters, but y'all stress about stuff we don't stress about, like bills. Like, if we ain't got it, I mean, we don't got it, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm not finna stress over something I ain't got.
Okay.
Like certain bills ain't even real to black people. Like a student loan, what's that? We were students when we got that money. I'm grown now.
Okay.
They be like, "What about the interest?" I be like, "I'm not even interested in that." Okay. I ain't stuck no student loans. Like a hospital bill. What's that? I ain't sick no more. When I go to the emergency room, if you ain't catch me by the exit door, you missed your opportunity. Stop wasting paper. Send the bills in the mail. Go green. Save the trees.
Okay. One last laugh. Now, today's laugh comes from Devidra, who's from Mississippi, and her daughter, Kamira, had the nerve to point out an imperfection on her mama's face in the worst way. Take a look.
Right here. Now, that's how you be a grandma. This is almost your grandma. That's why. That means you're almost a grandma, okay?
Okay, Kamira. Listen here, little girl. Your mama earned every one of those wrinkles. Probably caused by you, girl. But Devidra, I'm just playing. You are beautiful, wrinkles and all, right there. Thank you for the laugh, and we'll be right back. Your husband is 15 years younger than you. 16 years younger.
16 years.
How is that working out for you?
Oh, girl, it works out. Look at this. That's how it works.
Oh.
Because I can cook and split.
Oh my God.
Everybody can't cook and split. The young girls can't cook or split. And all my girlfriends that's my age, they can cook, but they can't split. And they always be talking about, "Girl, don't you be worried about him leaving you for a young girl." No, because it's gonna take him a long time to catch up to me and what I did. So by the time he catch up to me, I'll be the person living in the living room. Okay. Now, you can have a girlfriend, I don't care. I'll be like, your girlfriend can live in the basement, as long as she come check on me. When she leave the house. I'm the baby, Y'all not having no baby. Come change my diaper then. Before you leave this house. And get me on my good side. You know how you gotta put your leg up and be like, get me right there. Girl, I will be looking dead at her like this. And let me see your check before you leave out there.
I'm trying to date more my age. You know, I'll keep it 100. I'll be 50 in October, baby.
Wait, look!
But it's funny, they keep trying to make me a cougar, but I like the term panther better. But I recently went out with an older gentleman. I met him at a car wash. Yeah. That's the one thing about it. If you ever get your car washed, you know, it's always that old dude that's like, what you over here doing it by yourself for? You know, and so he came over to help me clean my car, and he asked me out. And I said, okay, I'm gonna go out with somebody my own age. And, you know, he's very old school. You know, old school believes in we pick you up for a date. Right. But, you know, in this day and age, you can't know where I live, honey. I don't know you like that. So I had him pick me up from a girlfriend's house, and old men come suited and booted, honey. You hear me?
Yes.
He had the full suit on, the fedora. I mean, them Stacey Adams, I could see my whole reflection. That's how much he had shined them, honey. We go out, and it was going great, but I'm used to the first date being very, you know, the same, you know, what you like, what's your favorite color, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Well, honey, he was asking me medical questions. Like, he was like, do you know what a stroke looked like? And I said, maybe, you know, and he was like, do you know how to use a defibrillator? And I'm like, maybe? He's like, yeah, you know, because, you know, I got a few things. What about gout? Do you know about gout? And I'm like, and I'm literally sitting here going, brother, you don't need a girlfriend, you need a nurse.
Okay. Oh my God, it's so good to see you.
Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Now, Kimberly and I know each other because she was in a sitcom called According to Jim, with Jim Belushi.
Yes.
And you were right next door to me because I was on a sitcom called Less Than Perfect with Andy Dick.
Yeah, and we used to ride the same elevator all
together.
the time. And those dressing rooms had like the thinnest walls. Do you remember that?
Yes, we did have thin
We could, like, everyone could hear each other's
So you could hear Andy Dick acting so crazy all the time.
Yeah.
So it was good. So we were in the same building together. And now I get to see you now.
And I get to see you, and you're doing so great. I'm so happy for
you, girl. Thank you. You know, it's so funny because it's very rare for an actor's very first movie to be so iconic. Like, my first movie, the role, I didn't even have a name. It was Woman at the Golf Course. And the movie was called Pauly Shore is Dead.
Oh, my gosh.
Nobody remembers my movie, but your movie, it was a huge hit. Father of the Bride.
Yeah.
I have to say, I saw Father of the Bride 6 times.
Are you serious?
It was such a fun movie.
Oh my God.
With Steve Martin. So like, that was your first time out. How was that for you?
That was insane. I was 19 years old. I was a sophomore in college, and I got cast. I mean, I'd been in one ABC after school special, so it wasn't my first role. But yeah, it was like being shot out of a cannon. It was insane.
Really?
Yeah, it was terrifying. I had this one scene where I had to cry, and all my anxiety was around this scene, because I didn't know yet, like, how to make myself cry in a healthy way, you know? Yeah, and so we shot it so many times. Nancy Meyers loves to do, and Charles Shire, they love to do a lot of takes.
Yeah.
And so it got to like take 50, and it was that scene.
And you're
with
still
the
trying to
blender.
cry?
Well, you remember that scene? Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know that scene with the blender? She gets the blender and she's
From her
like
dad.
breaks down. Yeah. And I was like, I can't cry, I can't cry, I can't cry. And then I started thinking, I am not gonna be good enough to be an actor in this business, and that made me cry.
Oh, really?
And so I started bawling.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny, because normally you think of something really heavy and you're like, I just want to work again.
I do. It's gonna be my last job. Oh, great, I'm crying. I was like,
let's go. You're like, action, action. But it's so funny because Father of the Bride, like, it has millions of fans. Like, I've watched it a bunch of times. And one of the millions of fans is your husband, Brad Paisley.
Stalker.
Okay? Music star. Oh, you said, I say husband, you say stalker. So,
oh my gosh, he's a baby.
Brad Paisley, like, let me tell you something. No celebrities were watching Pauly Shore is Dead when I did my movie. But, like, how'd you guys meet?
Okay, well, that's a weird story. He was on a date with another girl.
Okay.
And that's not the night we met. That's the night he saw me on screen, which is why I call him a stalker.
Okay.
And that was their movie, and they saw it like 6 times or whatever.
Really?
Yes. And then she went and broke his heart, apparently, and he went and wrote some great. Don't awe for that. Come on. Whose side are you on? So, and then she broke his heart. He went and wrote some great music. And then one day, like 7 years later, he swears that he wasn't like following my career and he wasn't like stalking me literally. But he wakes up one day and he's like, I should call the girl in that movie.
What? Really?
Yes, isn't that strange?
Oh my gosh.
And I bought it.
Oh my God.
And we've been married for 22 years.
22 years.
Yeah.
Girl. I mean, not for nothing. I always look at Lenny Kravitz and Jason Momoa and go, I should just call them. I never, you know, but wow. So y'all celebrated your 22nd wedding anniversary.
We did.
Now, and now congratulations on that, because in Hollywood years, that's like 180 years y'all been married.
No kidding, I know.
So, you know, this is what's interesting, because most actresses don't take on like the husband's name. And you did that, so you're Kimberly Williams-Paisley.
I'll tell you.
Was that a hard decision to do?
No, I didn't even think about it. Everybody tried to talk me out of it.
Yeah.
And I hyphenated, so I kept mine, but I added his, and I totally regret it.
You do? Now, tell me why you regret it.
It's too long.
It is long.
It is so hard to say.
And hard to put on the screen,
Oh
too.
my, well, it also, yeah, but it takes up a lot of room. So I'm like, hey, that's not terrible. But yeah, and so it's funny because Brad was like, well, just drop it. Like, put it back to Williams. But I can't do that now.
Yeah, because we don't think there's something wrong with the marriage.
Right,
Yeah,
I can't do that.
Like, you got to keep it.
I got to keep it, but if you're ever considering hyphenating, just don't.
Well, you know, it is, because when I go Kimberly Williams-Paisley,
It's a mouthful.
I got to make sure I say it the right way.
It's a tongue twister.
It's a tongue twister.
Yeah.
But that's so cool that you got a progressive husband that's like,
I do.
I'm secure, babe.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Yeah, it was sweet.
Okay, so we're sitting here talking, and people would, I did not know. I think a lot of people would never know that in 2022, you completely lost your voice. Like, I'm listening to you.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. What happened?
Gosh, I was on stage and I was at an Alzheimer's event, which was my event. I put this thing together. My mom passed away from Alzheimer's disease. We have this great fundraiser. We'd raised like $2 million.
Congrats.
Thank you. But I come waltzing out to like welcome everybody, and I open my mouth, and I've got no sound comes out of my mouth.
Really?
And the next day, still wasn't back. And then what happened was like a year and a half of me trying to figure this out. Finally, I went to the Vanderbilt Voice Center, and they gave me 2 procedures. The first one, I had paralysis in my laryngeal nerve, which is also a tongue twister. And first they gave me some filler. So I looked 20 years younger on the inside.
Oh, really? Internally, you were amazing.
Yeah, I was amazing. But then that wore off. Okay. And then they had to go in and do a permanent surgery, which I was awake for.
You had to be awake for this?
I had to be awake.
Why?
Because they had to have me talk.
Oh,
So they were like plumping up my vocal cords so that they could touch. Because
Okay.
when one side was paralyzed, it couldn't touch with the other, so I couldn't make sound.
So how are you doing now?
I'm doing great. I feel really good.
Okay.
Thank you.
I love this because, you know, especially as an actress, that's your instrument. That's the way you work and communicate.
Yes.
And I'm so glad, because now you're hosting the reality dating show, Farmer Wants a Wife.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have got to tell me. And this show is doing so well. Is it the second season? Or
This is the third season. It's my first season as the host. But this is like the most successful dating show that exists on the planet.
It's something about a farmer.
Yeah,
You know?
there's 4 farmers, but this show has been in like 34 countries.
So
it's
tell me
resulted
about
in
it.
over 500 children that have been born from the couples, and like
Really?
over 200 marriages.
Really? So they stay together? These girls really want to be on a farm?
You seem so shocked.
I just, you know, because I could be a farmer's wife. I'm not cleaning no cows and stuff like that, but...
Tell me about it. I totally understand.
Because you live on a farm.
I do. I have never cleaned a cow on our farm.
Okay, you do the good stuff.
No.
You know, it's so funny, because speaking of like, you know, finding love and Brad Paisley, I just got a little bit of a bone to pick with your husband.
Okay.
Okay, I was in Hollywood. Brad Paisley came to the Laugh Factory.
Yes.
He saw me on stage.
You're
I don't know.
hysterical.
Okay, he saw me on stage. when we sat down, and I said, because I always shoot my shot, I said, Brad, I know you and Kimberly been married, you know, a long time.
Yeah.
I'm single.
Yeah.
And I said, so I'm just telling all my friends I'm single. You think? He said, say not another word. That's what Brad Paisley said. He said, I'm going to hook you up.
You still waiting for the call?
That was 5-7 years ago. 5-7 years ago, Brad Paisley.
That ain't right.
You tell Brad Paisley, I need Shaboozie's phone numbers. What? You tell Brad Paisley. And I know y'all know Shaboozie.
All right, we'll give him a call.
Yeah, give him a call.
All
Do
right.
something. Tell Brad make good on his word.
All right.
Or at least make a country song about me, something. But I love both of y'all. I love it. He wouldn't stop talking about you at the Laugh Factory.
Really?
He talked about you all night. So it was so much fun. And I'm glad that you came here, Kimberly.
It is so good to see you. Thank you.
Y'all, how many of y'all think you could be a farmer's wife? All right. We got some women over here. So next...
I'm still trying to decide if I can be a farmer's wife.
You trying to just say you're a country singer's wife, but these women, they ready to leave New York and go to the farm. They are ready to go to the farm and till some soil and all of that. So when y'all go to audition, come on over here to the Sherri show.
I know you should be on.
I'll come on.